Galven came to the last page. There were 2 names left to write, and he wrote the first of them in a hand so careful it looked like prayer. He wrote the dresser's true name, because Lyra had found it at last, fallen down the stair from a mouth in the yard that had once been hers.
It came down through the floor with the others. The seamstress who was filed as resignation. Her name is, say it with me, Galven, so it is in 2 voices and cannot be called a single clerk's error.
Maren sold. Queen seamstress. Wept honestly and was filed as willing. Returned to herself by the witness of House Vane and House Orell, on this day, in this room, against the office's stated preference. There. It is written. It is true. It is yours again.
The dresser made a sound that had not been allowed out of her in 300 years. The grey went out of her like dye rinsing from cloth, and underneath was simply a tired woman holding a needle she no longer had to push. She set it down on the black table, point up, abandoned.
Maren sold. Yes. That is, my name. I dressed her for her grave and they would not let me grieve, so they made me dress all the others instead. I have been so tired. You have done a terrible, generous thing, and you have not finished paying for it.
We know what it costs. Galven, the ledger is full. You do not have to close it. We will carry it out unfinished and guard it with our bodies. An open book defended is still a kind of truth.
An open book defended is a war, Ren, and you cannot defend a thing forever with bodies you also love. A closed book is a peace. I would rather leave you a peace than a war you have to keep dying for, and that is the last accurate thing I know.
He took the upright needle in his own old hand, the one that had made 10,000 faithful copies, and he used it to close the record the only way a record can be closed by its author. He signed it in himself, and let the ink and the man become the same finished, unalterable thing.
Fingers, 10. Teeth, regrettably original. Sense of professional caution, present at last and far too late, exactly as I prefer my caution. Lady Orell, the margins are yours. Mind the serifs. Mind the truth. Mind the children.
Tell me your full name, Galven. I will speak it where the crown cannot edit it, the way I spoke to Mosvase. You will not go down as a function. You will go down as a man.
Galven Orek. Master Archivist. No house, by choice, which is the only luxury a clerk is ever permitted. I would like it spoken once, accurately, with the comma in the right place. You have no idea how rarely anyone gets the comma right.
Aldrich spoke it. Galven Orek, Master Archivist, witnessed by House Vane, House Orell, by Ren and Lyra, by Maren sold freed, and by every name that fell down the stair into his last book. The third mouth tried to take him and closed its teeth on a finished page, and a finished page does not yield.
It cannot read him. It is trying and he is just done. Closed. True. The mouth is choking on a book it cannot turn. He did it. Galven, you did it. You are the one thing they can never dress.
The needle on the black table fell over and went out like a struck match. The drawers along the wall slid open all at once and could not refile themselves, because the index they answered to had just been replaced by a record they could not amend. The third mouth was not blinded, as the second had been. It was simply, finally, told the truth, and choked on it.
He is gone. He is gone and he is right, and I hate that those are the same sentence. Lift him gently. He spent his whole life being careful with originals, and we will be careful with him.
I will carry him up myself. He called me a hopeless hand once and then taught me to write my own name correctly anyway. I am saying that with tactical sincerity, which is worse than sarcasm, and I find I cannot manage the sarcasm part today.
They carried Galven Orek up the long stair into a yard that had gone silent. The houses had felt the change the way one feels a fever break. The tidy false stories peeled off the relics in their hands, and 100 people remembered, all at once and accurately, exactly how their daughters had died. The dresser came up behind them, plain now, the grey gone, carrying nothing. The watchers in the tree line saw a wardrobe mistress walk out of a funeral on the wrong side, freed, and they wrote it down because they did not yet understand they were witnesses and not spies.
Houses of the realm. You came to bury daughters the crown renamed. The office that renamed them is broken in 3 places now, and a man died this morning to make the breaking permanent. I will read the true names where the crown cannot edit them. Stop me if you would rather forget.
No one stopped her. Ren opened Galven's last ledger on the bier between Serin and Thomas and began to read, and the reading took a long time, because accuracy always does. Drowned. Burned. Sold. Filed as fever. Each name a small correction the crown would now have to live beside.
This is the funeral the crown could not control. Not because we shouted, but because we wrote it down where too many people were standing to unwrite it. Let the dead have ceremony, but do not let ceremony command the living, and do not let the living forget on command.
I can finish the dressing now, the true way. Plain cloth, real names, nothing corrected. I spent 300 years making the dead presentable. Let me spend one morning making them honest. It is a seamstress's apology, which means it will at least be well stitched.
Do it, and when you are done you will testify, not to us, to them the watchers, and through them to the crown. A confession dressed plainly is harder to revise than a corpse. I will take the cost plainly, but this cost the crown will wear, not us.
They buried Galven Orek on the hill above the burial house, where the wind would have to learn his name to get past him. Aldrich dug the first measure of earth himself, because he had said he would, and Aldrich Vane was tedious about keeping the orders he gave to graves.
Galven Orek, Master Archivist. No house, by choice. Comma in the right place. We will mind the serifs, and the truth, and the children, in that order when we can manage it, and all at once when we cannot.
The third mouth is quiet now. Not blinded. Not hungry. Just outvoted. There is one table left, the first one, the one under the throne itself. It is very still. It is the kind of still a thing goes when it has finally noticed it is losing.
One table left. After 3 mouths and 3 graves, I would like the last one to have the decency to be a normal enemy with a sword. I am saying that with tactical sincerity, and I already know I am not going to get it.
Galven's last ledger did not stay on the hill. Copies were already moving, because 100 houses had heard it read, and accuracy, once spoken aloud to enough witnesses, becomes very difficult to recall. The crown would wake to find its erased daughters written into 40 family records overnight.
We do not march on the throne. Not yet. We let the ledger march first. A realm that has just remembered its daughters is not a realm that will lend the crown its sons. Let the truth do the recruiting. It is more patient than we are, and it never deserts.
Then House Orel calls it plainly, in the open, the way Galven would have wanted it minuted. We are not asking the crown to confess. We are informing the crown that it already has, in front of 40 houses, and that the record is closed. If it wants obedience, it can learn the sound of refusal first.
Then we ride for the capital slowly, and let the news arrive before us. A grave is the one order the crown cannot revise, and we have just dug a great many. Let the throne count them and decide how long it would like to keep pretending it cannot.
House Vane left the burial house at dusk, 3 graves heavier and 1 office lighter. Maren sold rode among them now, a free seamstress with a needle she chose to carry, and the watchers in the tree line followed at a distance, no longer certain which side they had been sent to record. In the capital, beneath the throne, the first and oldest table sat very still in the dark. A clerk approached it with a fresh page and an old habit, and found Galven Orek's record already lying across the wood, closed, signed, and impossible to amend. For the first time in 300 years the table had nothing to say, because the truth had been written down correctly, and there was simply nothing left to file.